She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game.
Where's Mike
they
again?
don't understand.
Gio.
That guy gazpacho.
Important to take a lame gorilla, okay?
Right, did you know that Arsenal died?
He's got me buzzing.
Up the top, it's hard to up on them.
4,
Anyway.
3,
I'm
2,
gonna comment on
1,
that.
5.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to Footy with the boys. Hope we're doing well, guys. We got a big show for you today. Some big news from the field, some off the pitch things to catch up on. A little obvious preview for the upcoming Saudi Arabia game after we talk about the US versus Trinidad and Tobago game, a slaughter versus the 100th ranked country in the world. So we'll talk about whether that means anything or not.
Tragedy.
I'm
It's
gonna rip through a
a
little
borderline
Wondergrid.
war crime.
Borderline. Did you see some of those guys? It looked like they were starving. I think that was some imperialism at its finest,
fucking
unfortunately.
crazy.
So we'll be debuting a new seg towards the end of the pod today. Some more segs with the boys, and we'll wrap up with just a little bit of chat. So good to see everyone. Let's check in. Mike, how we doing? That's right. Mike is not here. Let's check in with Flags. Flags, how you doing? It is just Nico and Palmer holding it down today. So we are here for everything, but let's start with a little off the pitch things. Biggest one is I'm getting inspiration from one Mike Tracy on this podcast because we're in the process of buying a house, Palmer.
Holy shit.
Holy
My God.
indeed.
It looks great.
I
I
know.
can see it now.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
This is not the house. I'm currently in my father-in-law's attic. I have a fan going next to me. Let me tell you, it is warm up here. But we are chilling. We're in the process of buying a house. Got put in a little offer in Chicago. Power, do me a favor. Pull up downtown Oak Park. Give me a little picture going because that's where
Okay.
the wife and I are going to be living. We got a little house out there. Offer accepted on Friday. Cool vibes. The best part of it for this pod, though, is looking like this pod might be hopping off of Discord here and maybe a little coming to you live from Nico's basement. So hopefully got some of that in the works coming.
Podcast studio?
but-
Anybody?
Dude, little stew for the boys. Look at that. Look at that downtown, bro. You telling me
My
you don't
God.
want to live
It's
there?
Cute, dude.
Just cute as hell. Why'd you pick the construction photo, bro? You're crazy. You're nuts. But yeah, we're looking to in the closing process right now. Wednesday, got a little inspection going. Something they don't tell you about buying a house. It is not cheap.
I think they
So,
do tell you that.
No. I thought I was getting one for free. So
You're not
but-
an immigrant.
Anyways, we are running it. But yeah, that's the real big off the pitch stuff. Flags got caught up in TSA. Probably smuggling something. Who knows?
His ass.
Let's speculate wildly. I think it was heroin.
I think it was
Is my call.
I think it was his war buddy's watch that he's bringing back to see his son.
Whoa, rough. That'd be much tougher. We got stopped in TSA. We're gonna end up in Chicago, but we came to Michigan first. We got stopped in TSA for cat litter. They thought we were gonna bomb the plane with cat litter.
Is cat litter flammable?
Dude, I have no idea, but apparently there's some crazy substances in there. And they had to pat me down because of this cat litter. So this guy at TSA copped a pretty good feel on my way to the mitten. So, to that guy, if you're single, if you're looking for a good time, I don't know, maybe hit me up. We could
Hit
make
us in the
something special
comments.
happen.
We can figure it out.
Make something special happen. Everyone, this podcast reaches everyone. I'm sure it'll reach TSA guy in San Francisco. So
Yeah, dude. That guy's a
but
footy knower.
let's. Oh, dude, he was touching all parts of me, not just my foot. Let's jump into it though. The big news, obviously, is the Gold Cup kicking off. We had our first round of games for most of our contestants. Mexico with a 3-2 win over Dominican Republic, which, some people on the street saying Dominican Republic might be a bit of a problem, and they definitely gave Mexico all they could handle. Close game there, but Mexicans come out up top. Costa Rica with another kind of closer game against Suriname. 4-3 there. And Saudi Arabia, who I think Mike especially is a big fan of, came in and kind of took care of business against Haiti 1-0. A snooze fest of a game. Saudis, I thought, play a little bit more exciting style, but maybe not as of late. We also have some games going on right now, some games going on tonight, so we'll keep you updated with those, specifically Canada and Jamaica, who seem to be big competition. Canada's in 4-2 lead right now with other games left to kick off. So we will keep you updated on that. Also have the Club World Cup going on, which I don't even know if it's a real tournament, if I'm being honest, but they're playing. They're extending this season. Holy money grab. PSG being the team that won versus Atletico 4-0. And then, of course, you see Bayern there 10-0 versus Auckland City. They're a semi-pro team. That is rough.
At what point does it get just straight up disrespectful?
Dude, I heard their goalie is taking, he works at a medical warehouse in wherever the hell they live. He had to take paid leave and unpaid leave, use all his sick time to come out and get just absolutely dog walked by Bayern. But he said it was worth it, and I believe him. I can't believe Bayern started such a good lineup versus these guys. That was crazy.
Yeah, they were setting a statement.
Yeah, names like Kingsley Coman, Michel Elise, Jamiel Musiala, all the heavy hitters for Bayern getting on the score sheet there, as well as Thomas Müller. So big games there. Chelsea won today, I believe, 2-0 versus LAFC. Yeah, I don't think I care too much about this tournament, but we'll keep you updated with it. There should be hopefully some good games, at least in the finals. PSG Atletico was supposed to be good, but that red card kind of ended the game early. So we will keep you posted there. The other big piece of news that I don't think we hit in last week's pod is Florian Wirtz, the German sensation, the German wonder kid, officially on his way to Liverpool, it looks like, for a reported record fee for Liverpool, $175 million US. Someone do the math for euros. No clue what that is.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he is a good player, but I don't think anyone's worth that amount of money. But hey, he's going to be a Red. He's going to Liverpool. Borussia Dortmund's president came out, literally said, I wish he went to Bayern just for the good of the Bundesliga. I'm sure Dortmund fans don't feel that way. And I certainly wish he would have gone to somewhere else, just so we don't have to play him twice a year at least. But looks like the German wonder kid is coming to the Premier League, and we will be locked in. Every bad touch, every bad pass, every bad shot, the haters will be out to get him next year, and I will be one of them. So, fan of the player, no longer a fan of his career. So, off to Liverpool. They have had a busy start to the summer, as had Man City. We'll see where the transfer window continues.
Where is he playing?
And we'll keep you posted with it right here. He's going to Liverpool. He was at Leverkusen.
No, where?
Which is
like on the pitch?
He's a 10 in attacking mid.
All right.
Yeah, kid's a stud for sure. And we'll see. We'll see how he adapts to Premier League football. Never an easy transition. But let's talk about what we're really here to talk about, ladies and gents. We had, of course, an absolute massacre. If you thought Bayern beating Auckland City or whatever they're called, 10-0 was bad. USA in San Jose, California, the city I just left, so that was frustrating.
Sad.
In San Jose, California, takes care of business to, just an embarrassing degree if you're a Trinidad and Tobago resident. 5-0 is going to be the scoreline there. 2 goals, a brace by man of the match, Malik Tillman. Diego Luno's in the middle of a lot of things. I forget who else scored, if I'm being honest. Aguiamang finished one away. Brendo and Haji Wright, of course, both of them kind of just individual efforts. We'll talk about the game a little bit here first. First of all, with who impressed. I watched this entire game, start to finish. I missed 5 minutes towards the end of the first half, and of course they scored twice there. But I don't know. I actually wasn't too impressed by any individual player on USA. I think you could say Diego Luna got into some pretty dangerous positions. Malik Tillman was clinical, which is important. Something that this team has missed before. Aguiamang, whatever his name is, scored, but he looked bad, if I'm being honest. A lot of loose touches, a lot of missed shots. This game could have been 8-9, 10-0 if I think we made some different lineup selections. So I think I was definitely disappointed by him. But everyone else just looked solid. Luca De La Torre and the Berhalter kind of pivot looked okay against bad competition. I guess Jack McGlynn continued to oppress. I don't think there's too much to say here from this performance. There was like 19 shots by USA to 1 for Trinidad and Tobago. They never really came under any threat. They never pressed the United States. And the United States kind of had their way, which, I guess was nice to see after a couple of embarrassing losses versus Turkey and Switzerland, which we don't have to rehash. But they were able to win out on top. And, I don't know how big this win actually is for the United States, but at the very least, it's some positive moments in a camp that's been mostly negative, if we're being honest.
I'm happy with the Tillman brace.
5-0. Yeah, Tillman, big brace. We're going to get into him a little bit later. Poch said some interesting comments after the game that we want to talk about. But yeah, I thought he was fine. He doesn't really control play, but he's pretty good in transition. And like I said, finished well twice, so that was impressive for sure. Disappointing, like I said, Agyemang is the main guy that I didn't really love. I know a lot of people online were getting on Arfston or whatever the name of that left back kid is. I thought he was whatever. I don't really care too much. I think more than anything, what you saw in this game is Poch kind of leaving his fingerprint on this game. This team played a lot of really pretty 1-2s, a lot of nice possession, some good layoffs, some dangerous passing, some direct passing, if we're being honest, a lot more through balls towards that number 9. And it looked good. And my take is, that's great against bad teams, but I think that style of play, I don't know if we're good enough to do it against better teams. So he's going to have to prove it against maybe a Jamaica, maybe a Canada, maybe a Mexico. But in reality, he's going to have to prove it in some of these friendlies we have coming up. I believe we have Japan later. Some other good teams coming up too. So it is what it is. It's a good win. We'll keep watching. We play Saudi Arabia on Thursday, which will be another, expected win. I think a lot of people kind of thought they could make some noise in the Gold Cup. They didn't look great in that first game. So USA hopefully can continue to show some dominance against weaker competition. And we will talk a little bit more later about some of the exclusions on this roster and maybe this lineup as well. For the starting 11, I think I'm keeping it mostly the same. I did really like how Brennan Aronson came on. He scored really easily. He was just better than everyone on Trinidad and Tobago, and kind of had the freedom to play well. So maybe, I don't think Luna, Tillman, or McGlynn can really be subbed. They all played well, but he's definitely the first guy off the bench. And I'm definitely starting Haji right at the 9. I'm sorry. I get Agyemang is, very physical, tries to do the right things, but he's simply a cut below. Haji scored within 5 seconds of getting on the field, and all he did was cut inside. It was a FIFA type of goal. So
I'm turning into a big time.
I would
Luna
put
fan.
Haji right. What's that?
Turning into a big time Luna fan.
Yeah, I hate him the more I watch him, if I'm being honest.
I love guys with big balls.
Yeah, didn't really show up against teams that mattered. So you can have big balls against Trinidad and Tobago. I don't think that's too hard to do. We'll see what happens as we get into the later stages of this Gold Cup and at least get some sort of a test. But big game on Thursday as well. Who knows? Maybe we talk ourselves into a little live stream to be determined. We will see.
Ooh.
Who knows? I'm a teacher on summer vacation. I could do whatever. But let's keep it moving here. That is our US corner. We will keep it going into a small little Wondergrid here for the boys, I think. 658. I am here to tell you that I am better on my own than I am with these clowns. So
you have an opportunity
let's
here.
Run through them. I think I have. It's honestly an easy grid. I saw the grid and I chose it. It is not hard. So in the top row, top left, we have an Argentina player. Middle row, we have a UCL goal. And on the right, 1+ league goal season. So just any player that's ever scored for any of these teams, it feels like. And then our 3 teams are going to be Real Madrid, PSG, and Atalanta over in Serie A. We will just go left to right and try to rip it quickly. We will start with Real Madrid and Argentina. The number 1 name that comes to mind, there's 2 really, Angel Di Maria, but also Gonzalo Higuain. We're going to go with Higuain, Higua. Gonzalo Higuain. Let's see what his percentage is at.
21?
Well,
21?
not my best start. All right.
Not
a
ideal.
UCL goal? No. We're just ripping through, though. I know this man had a brace last year, kind of a under the radar kind of guy. Let's go Joselu, Joselu. Oh no.
Oh no.
Pick the first one, whatever. I don't know which one it is. Whatever.
08 to 24. Did he just retire?
Sounds right.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. 3, 1+ league goal season. Maybe a center back here. Let's go Pepe. Pepe.
Pepe Reina?
Oh, God. No. Center back. Oh, Jesus Christ. Never mind. Go Sergio Ramos. I'm not choosing between a million Pepes. There you go. We got
4. What a handsome devil, that guy.
Oh, dude, let me tell you. Cocksucker. Yeah, no. Complete nut. Overshadowed because Pepe was even nuttier, but he was also insane. PSG. Argentina. Let's go Mauro Icardi. ICAR. Icardi feels like the right guy. Yeah. Yeah,
6.
nice.
You're still alive.
Let's go. I'm alive. I think there's another Argentinian that everyone I'm sure is thinking of, Ezekiel Lavezzi. I'm sure he scored a UCL goal. Let's go Lavezzi, Levz. Lave.
AV.
ZZ. Dude, what are you doing?
LAVE what?
ZZ.
Oh. Oh, Levet. Okay. 2.
All right.
Fuck
And
yeah.
a 1+ legal season. Let's do 3 Argentinians. Let's go Javier Pastore. Pastore. There it is. He had to have scored. See it?
1.
Let's go. Let's go. We're ripping right now.
Holy.
Atalanta, Argentina. This is probably the most popular pick. Well, there's 2. Let's go Christian Romero. ROM.
37 right now.
Okay. ROMERO. Christian Romero. He's probably going to be pretty high, honestly.
You want to rethink it?
I mean, there's Papu Gomez, but I think he's also pretty high. So it's one of those 2 the most popular.
Ooh, 25.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what Gomez was later.
Need 2 bangers here.
All right, let's end with the Colombians then. We'll go for the first one, Duvan Zapata, Zapata. Duvan Zapata. Colombian striker.
12. You're fucking way close. You're way close.
12 isn't great. 12 isn't great. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God.
Just tune it in. I'm on the road.
Oh my God.
You're so loud.
The audio is something, let me tell you. Mike Tracy, 1+ league goals for Atalanta. What's the best poll you got?
1+ league goals, Atalanta.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Charles de Ketelare.
All right. DE space. Catalier. Yeah. Rip it.
81.
And that is a new record on Footy with the Boys, ladies and gents.
Breaking 100.
Fuck yes.
81. It was a pretty easy grid, to be fair, but we ripped it. Mike, we just finished it, but any thoughts on the USA game yesterday? Anyone you liked? Anything you saw?
Shout out Malik Tillman for finally getting on the score sheet for the boys.
Hey, how do you think he actually played, dude? I think he was fine.
I thought he was fine. I mean, neither of the goals were that special. I thought the standout player was Diego Luna once again. I thought Luca Della Torre looked pretty solid in the midfield, but really hard to say. Trinidad's not a good team.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. It was a team of refugees. It was pretty nuts. I thought Aronson was the best player as soon as he got on the field. Same with Haji. Both of their goals were so easy.
Right.
Totally.
All right. And that's Mike from Footy with the Boys.
And that is Mike Tracy from the car, wherever the hell he is. Good to hear from you, Trace. We're going to wrap up.
Peace out, boys.
Peace,
Later,
brother. Safe travels. Safe travels. We're going to wrap up here. Short pod today, but it's just your man, so what can we do? By the way, that grid still counts as the record. I don't care. put an 81 on the record.
For sure.
Oh, scroll down really quick. Who was the Atalanta guy for Argentina? The main guy. Yeah, see his other guy.
Yeah, well done.
All right. Let's wrap it up here. A new segment. As always, we're playing around with these segment names, but we are calling it X-rated responses. We're going to take a look at some spicy takes from Twitter, X, and give our takes on them, give our opinions, or maybe even just start a couple dialogues.
Oh my god! Wait, I just got it.
Got it. Did you really not get it before?
No, I keep forgetting that it's called X now.
You're a moron. X-rated responses, a little wordplay from the boys that no one understood. We're starting with @drunky drunk rally monkey. I don't know if this is a borderline racist account, but they have a tweet, and he was actually asking Alexi Lalas in this tweet, is there any way Christian Pulisic is left off the World Cup team if he's healthy? Now, obviously, what started this kind of conversation and some people kind of being put out there is Koch confirmed Pulisic not being on was his decision. He did not want someone to be there just for the friendlies. He wanted the camp to be together the entire time. And so he said, you are not coming, which is quite the choice. Honestly, I kind of like it from Poch, standing on business.
Yep.
I think we've talked a lot about how this team is entitled.
Yep.
We can't just turn a blind eye just because he's our best player.
Yep.
If you're going to be about it, then you got to be about it. And is it a bold decision? Yes. Is it going to pay off? I have no idea. In which case, the answer to the question, I think, is yes. There is a realistic, I would say small chance, but realistic chance that Christian Pulisic does not make the U.S. World Cup roster for 2026 on home soil. Is it because he's not good enough? Of course it's not because he's not good enough. But listen, if we just smack up on this Gold Cup, we smack up on some friendlies that, Japan solid, but still not going to be the best of the best. He finds some players that he likes. Pulisic continues to act like a sour grape. I mean, this is kind of the way he's done things at the club level. He sticks with his guys. He draws hard lines, and he makes it very clear that every position is up for grabs. And so hopefully this acts as a bit of a slap in the face to, and I'm not just talking about Pulisic, who I think has been a, maybe a C to C plus leader during this era for the USMNT. But to a lot of other people who aren't at this camp. So is there a chance? Yes. I don't think it's 0%. Do I think it's more than 2%? No.
I would agree with your take for any other player.
Listen, man, 2% chance. You're saying there's a 2% that there's not a 2% chance Christian Pulisic doesn't make this roster?
You got to play him. 100% you have to play him. What are you talking about? It's a home. It's a home FIFA.
I'm not saying whether you got to or not. I'm saying, does Poch make that call? I could see Poch making that call in a certain scenario that I think is very, 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 very unlikely. But is it impossible? I can't say it's impossible. Again, I am saying he will be on the World Cup roster. He will be probably wearing the armband, and he'll be our best player the entire tournament. But I could see a path to him not. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
We will move on. We'll move on to tweet number 2. This one. Oh, buddy. This is from Abby AKK. It reads, Abiak, sure. If we are all serious about the World Cup, we need to fire the temporary and unproven mercenary Pochettino if there's even a hint that he leaves out our best players due to a feud. So far, his behavior suggests that he always chooses his own ego over winning. Poch out.
What does he mean by temporary?
Ugh. I think he's just wrong. He just means new. I think he just means new. He is by no means temporary. He was hired. He's not in interim status. Part of me gets where this guy is coming at, but I strongly believe. Again, I'm already having my own doubts about the Pochettino hire. I think we all praised it when it came out. I think, it showed some serious intent from the USMNT kind of federation. U.S. Soccer Federation, but was it the right hire? I really don't know. He hasn't proven it at the international stage, and one 5-0 win against Trinidad and Tobago certainly doesn't help calm any nerves in any way. It's definitely not a negative, but I wouldn't call it a positive. So
who did you want again? I can't remember. Was it the Englishman? What was his name?
I did want Gareth Southgate. That was my call. He's gone deep in tournaments. And he's a proven international experience. That's the number one thing I wanted. I also really wanted Hervé Renard, the former I don't know, some African country, as well as the women's French team.
Yeah.
Stunning looking guy.
Fucking handsome devil, that guy.
Oh, dude, good looking. So those were kind of the two targets that I really wanted. Now we're kind of seeing, though, some of this club coaching mentality coming in. Whether or not you like the call of him leaving out people like Pulisic and McKennie and Musa and all these people. Now, we don't know what their situations are, but Pulisic has come to be public. Whether or not you agree with it, that was a choice he made. And instead of trying your best to get these players in and make them adapt in a better way, you alienated them. That's what happened. It's a ballsy move, and I'm not here to say I hate that move, but I am here to say that our best players are missing from this roster. Our very best players are missing from this roster. So I understand what he says about Poch. I understand if you're against Poch. I think at this point, if you are Poch out with less than a year left to the World Cup, I think you're a moron.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who's coming in to do a better job? You made a big, bold decision. You have to stand by it for better or for worse.
Bring back Berhalter, bro.
Oh, yeah. Berhalters might have ruined the USMNT. Who knows? So Poch out is crazy, but I get where you're coming from, Abby AKK. So, that's a hot take, though. That's a hot take. Let's wrap up with our last one, which actually comes from the renowned Twitter source, USMNT Only. Shout out USMNT Only, an amazing follow if you're not following them on Twitter. Probably the only Twitter account better than them for US soccer-related news is @FootyWithTheBoys. But USMNT Only quoted Mauricio Pochettino after this game, where he said Malik Tillman is one of the most talented players, I think, that we have in the USA. USMNT head coach Pochettino had high praise from Malik Tillman following his brace against Trinidad and Tobago to open the Gold Cup. Listen, to me, this is a guy backing his player. He is probably the most talented player right now for the team, at least based on what we've seen him do in the Netherlands. I haven't seen it at all, if I'm being honest, for USA. He had a brace. I wasn't impressed by his game regardless. I didn't think he was bad, but he definitely doesn't drive play. He definitely doesn't, drag people along with him. He's more a transition player, which is fine, but I think to call him then one of the most talented players based off that profile, I disagree with. Pulisic's the most talented. I think Reina is a close second. I think Dest is a close third. And I still think there are more guys. I like a Yunus Musa more than I like Malik Tillman, if I'm being honest. I like a Weston McKennie more than Malik Tillman, if I'm being honest. Honestly, I know they're completely different players, but I'm a big Chris Richards fan. Jedi, obviously, is better than Malik Tillman. So,
I like the quote, though. Gas your boy.
Yeah, gas your boy. You're in a tournament. He's in the team. Yep. He's going to have to play a big role if you want to win the Gold Cup. That's for sure.
It just adds to the no one should be comfortable.
Absolutely. And guess what? It's the right thing for Poch to say. After a brace, you should be going out and saying that.
Yep.
Do I agree with it? No. And do I think he, in his heart of hearts, believes it? If he says one of the most talented, top 10 talented, yeah, I think he's a top 10 talented USA player. If you're talking top 5, doubtful. Top 3, definitely not. So good for you for backing your boy. I'm going to keep backing him as well, and I hope he wins the Golden Boot for this tournament. But I don't see, as of right now, the long-term future from Malik Tillman in the USA team. He'll always be in and around the fringes, but he's been pretty disappointing for me, if I'm being honest. But hey, Poch knows more ball than we do, so who knows? At least supposedly so. That is going to be our pod today, the little solo pod that we had running. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to leave some comments in the YouTube comment section. Let us know what you think about Poch. Are we Poch out? Let us know what you think about Pulisic. Is he going to be sitting his ass at home during the World Cup? And let us know what you think about potentially some rumors of a Footy with the Boys podcast studio. We will catch you
My
next
days.
time, boys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace. That is a solo pod wrapped up.
How about it? How about it?
How about it? Special guest appearance, Mike Tracy.
Record Wondergrid.
Record breaking pod. Don't you forget it.